Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lone Star Community Radio Audio Impact, Texas Songwriters Alliance. We have singer, author, musician Henrik Poulsen of the band The Shadow. He is our special guest today, and we've got a few songs that we're going to be playing with him, 8 songs to be exact. Before we go, we have our events that we have coming up this weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and go through them. This Thursday night is the Halloween Throwdown at Paul Shadle's 12th Street Bar in Huntsville, Texas. He's a partner of mine. He puts on great shows. We have one of the best hard rock and metal bands in Texas. They are my good friends, Submit Thy Will. That is Shane Munoz and Paul Shiver. That's their manager. And then we also have at Warehouse Live, Warehouse Live Midtown, we have Washout and After. There at Warehouse Live. And then also, if you guys don't know, it's the largest motorcycle rally in Texas, 500,000 bikers for the start of the Lone Star Rally bike rally in Galveston. Then Friday at the Barn in Cypress, we have a free show with Under the Sun. Big shout out to my boy Lance. We'll be going to this Sunday to Selma, Texas for a concert this Saturday at a place called the Blue Bonnet Palace. So a big shout out to my boy Lance, who I'll be hanging out with, who stays on the Frio River. Friday we have the Robots Are Coming to the new Possum, which is a brand new venue in in Humble, Texas. And there is Rock Slabs, and then Folk Family Revival, and then the headliner John Vault and the Evil Robots, and then Soulfix will be at Puffa Belly's restaurant in O-Town Spring, and then we have the Harmony Neighborhood in Spring. They have their annual Brews, Blues, and Barbecue Fest, and then our very last show is the Xanadudes present a Jeff Buckley tribute band at the world-famous Continental Club. I have with me a good friend of mine, the leader of The Shadow, Henrik Poulsen. He's also a famous author and filmmaker and a studio owner there on Lake Conroe. And we're going to do 8 songs with him. Tell us a little bit about the first song.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you very much for having me, and happy Halloween to everybody.
Right.
Excited to be here playing some songs from our new album. So yeah, I started The Shadow about 15 years ago, and we released an album a good 10 years ago. And we've just finished recording our second album at Shadow Play Studios, like you just mentioned, on Lake Conroe. And it's going to come out late this year, early January possibly, but no later than that. And so I brought 7 songs from that new album that are so new that they are not available yet. So there's a treat for the listeners.
Exclusive.
Very exclusive.
Only on Lone Star Radio, Audio Impact.
First listen here, right? And so I'm very excited about it. I did bring one old song also, which we're going to keep as the very last 8th song, because it's a horror song, and there's no horror songs on the new album, so I had to dig deep to come up with a Halloween-themed song. But so if we should get the first song rolling, the new album is going to be called Solo Assault, and that is the title song that you're about to hear. And we also start all our live shows with this song. Okay. So this is just like being at a Shadow concert.
And what's it about?
So it's really, it's about, it's kind of an amalgamation of things. I got the first inspiration because I'm in the paint business. That's been my day job for 30 years.
Right.
And it's not as interesting as music, movies, and authoring books, but it pays the bills a little better.
Right.
And so in paint, you have an expression that the molecules, they create a surface tension in the paint. And so I thought, molecules are everywhere, and they can create a surface tension everywhere. So why don't I take that, glossary, if you will, from the paint industry and apply it to, everyday kind of human, behavior and race. And so that's where the inspiration came from.
Great.
Yeah, Solo Assault.
A bit of harmony within this place, and it goes like. Molecules create the superstition. Government is for the pay attention. Crime is carried on without a mention. It's a solo, it's a solo assault. 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 The system's filled in all of the aggressions. Heavy crews with held in its possessions. Evidence of more and more corruption. It's a solo, it's a solo assault. 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 It's so superior wine. Sit upon the brain. Dwarfed by heaven. Running sheep without the supervision. Staying clear of any taxation. Unavoidable regulation. It's a solo, it's a solo assault. It's a solo, it's a solo assault. It's a solo, it's a solo assault. It's a solo, it's a solo assault.
Wow. Great song. Quick,
Thank
straight
you.
to the point.
Thank you. Yeah, short and sweet in your face, hopefully. So yeah, very excited about finally getting this album out. It's been taking its time, but super excited about it. By the way, we are playing this Saturday in Beaumont, 3 p.m. This is the Day of the Dead Festival.
Where's that at?
It's in Beaumont, and more information you can go to Facebook Day of the Dead Beaumont 2024 Festival, and it's actually starting today. Today Halloween goes Friday, and then it ends Saturday. So we're kind of closing it out at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And so yeah, Beaumont has always been good to us. We've had some good shows there in the past.
I'm curious about the next song, Twisted Tail.
Yeah, Twisted Tail is a song that,
I love the name.
Yeah, it's basically a song it's my take on reality TV, and so this song deals with reality TV, and so there's some I can mention some lyrical references in it. One is 5 minutes of fame, 5 minutes of shame, 5 minutes of the same. And there's your 15 minutes right there. So if you listen carefully, you'll be able to pick that up. So yeah, Twisted Tail.
New reality, new equality, new ability, entertaining the masses. All the messages, all the wreckages, and the linkages, it's entertaining the masses. 5 minutes of fame, 5 minutes of shame, 5 minutes of the same, entertaining the masses. Goodbye to beckoning, goodbye to reckoning, goodbye to reasoning, entertaining the masses. They're looking for a holy grail. It's nothing but a twisted tale, bloody and learning curve for those who are about to serve. With those who don't know better, those who should know better.
Twisted Tale. Wow, what a great song from the punk band The Shadow. Wow, what a powerful song.
Thank you, Alex. You are too nice, my friend. No, I should also mention, you mentioned in the intro a little bit that that I did a movie, and that would be correct.
Yes.
And a couple of these songs actually with the earlier lineup appear in the movie.
Okay.
And a couple of them are here today. This is one of them that we just listened to. And if anybody's interested in checking that movie out, it's shot right here in Houston in 2014. It's called Helen Alone. And all you have to do is go to YouTube and look in Helen Alone trailer, and you'll see it there. And there's a great footage of us actually playing Fitzgerald's The Late Club in Houston. I missed that one.
Yeah.
What a great,
Iconic, man. You're lucky you got to play it before it shut down.
really, really lucky. And there's a great live scene in the movie where we are playing upstairs in Fitzgerald's. So
Right.
there's a Houston landmark for you. And what a great venue, and what nice people it was.
Yeah,
that
I knew
ran that
Sarah
show.
Fitzgerald. She was cool lady.
Such nice
fair,
people.
tough but fair.
Yeah, and everybody worked that had the right attitude.
Right.
You know, they're sorely missed. But yeah, check out Helen Alone trailer on YouTube if you want to see the trailer again. It's totally shot here in Houston.
Tell us a little bit about song number 3.
Yeah, so song number 3 is I Wouldn't Want It Any Other Way. That's a song I wrote about burning your candles at both ends, something I've been bad at.
That you do all
Bad
the time.
or good at, it depends on how you look at it. So I thought I'll write a song about that, and I guess the title says it all in that respect. I wouldn't want it any other way. But yeah, so
Bite off more than you can chew.
It's a song that goes down really well live, and it's a song that a lot of the Shadow songs are right. They're dynamic.
Yeah.
Some bands, whether they're punk or rock or whatever, it's like 100 miles a minute from start to finish. I prefer songs that are dynamic.
No, you mix it up.
Yeah, that have an explosion and all of a sudden and it slows back
Crescendo.
down. Yeah. So it makes it interesting. Like you're going into a different room through the song. Not to say all the songs are like that.
You're not
but,
a one-dimensional punk band by any stretch.
No,
Very
no.
versatile.
Yeah. I mean, and so another thing is when people ask us what music do we play, without blinking, I say shadow rock. And they're like, what? What is that? I said that. It's a unique thing. It's shadow rock, you know. But no, before we play the song, I'll mention another thing on the names, right? Because we just did a major tour in a year ago, exactly in October last year, with the band at Adverse from England. And we played from Houston to San Francisco and back. Got to play the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. What a joy that was. And we played Pioneer Town in California out with the Joshua Trees. I mean, it's just a great tour. But the bands that supported us on the tour, they almost always had a very punky sounding name that kind of gives it away. So it would be the Rough Kids, the Cyanide Pills, the Neighborhood Brats.
The Hates.
Well, unfortunately, the Hates didn't do it, but that's a whole other 1 hour right there. But no, so when you hear those names, the Cyanide Pills, the Rough Kids, the Neighborhood Brats, it kind of gives away what
The
you're about to
genre.
hear. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
But when you are calling ourselves the Shadow, like nobody in their right mind would do, which is
Right.
right, I did it, then you don't give anything away. It's like the Shadow. What might that be?
And a lot of people think of the famous movie with Alec Baldwin, the superhero, The Shadow. Very slick, cool movie.
Yeah. I mean, they are free to do that, but the thing is, in the terms of the musical genre, it doesn't give away.
Right.
They don't know what's coming at them, which it's the way I like it.
Right.
I don't want to have a punky name so they all we know it's going to be that.
Well-
But anyway, so this song I wouldn't want it any other way. It goes down really great live, and it's funny because every time we play it after the middle eight, the audience, they always applaud. They think the song's over and there's one more verse and chorus. So, but that's just great. I love it when that happens because they just love it.
It catches them off guard.
It does. So see if it catches you off guard. Here we go.
I don't have time for enemies. Rather continue on to grow. Rampage of sordid energy. The blood will never stop to flow. Conjuring up the images, sighting the victorious glow. Candles are burning all over. Nothing to do with lighting matches. Reigniting my flame thrower. No problem, no one ever will change. Moving fast and never slower. Into the hottest of hearts. I wouldn't want it any other way. Wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want it any other way. I won't want it. I won't want it any other way. I won't want it any other way. I won't want it any other way. I don't want it. You've been a finishing line, and there is zero time to rest. My mind is telling me I feel fine. My heart is racing in my chest. It's all connected to time. Don't tell me this feeling ain't the best. Don't tell me this feeling ain't the best. Don't tell me this feeling. Don't tell me this feeling ain't the best. Don't tell me this feeling. Don't tell me this feeling ain't the
What a great, powerful song, Henrik. Oh, my gosh.
Thank you, Alex.
I have a couple of questions before we get to song number 4.
Yeah.
Something I've been wanting to ask you for a while, so let me go ahead and do that. When did you first start playing guitar, and who put it in your hand? Your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt? That's the first
Yeah,
question.
good question. I was 20, so kind of late, but better late than never, as the saying
Right,
goes.
right.
So I never really took lessons. Friends with Brian James from The Damned in England, and he told me early on, don't take lessons, just develop your own style. And I took him up on that. So I was just
Great
sitting.
advice.
Yeah, I was just sitting strumming away for a few years, and all of a sudden something clicked, and you have a song, whatever. But no. So I, and then my brother was drumming, so we were doing that when I was back in Denmark, and then I moved here and got the Shadow started. So.
Wow. So who, in no particular order, who are some of your biggest musical influences before we get to song number 4? I'd like to know that.
Well, I just mentioned Brian James and the Damned, so the Damned is a huge influence, and it's interesting because
And that's a famous punk band from Europe.
Yeah, they
Sex
for,
Pistols, all
for,
that.
for those who don't know the Damned, they did arguably the first punk single, New Rose, which Guns N' Roses covered, and so. But no, the interesting thing is that about my influences and stuff like that is that I spoke to Dave Enian, the Damned singer, like 25 years ago, and I asked him, what do you listen to these days? And he told me, he almost only listens to soundtracks. And I thought, man, that is weird.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Right.
Now I find myself listening to soundtracks most of the time. Italian soundtracks from like the 70s, and there's some real incredible stuff there. That's not to say, like yesterday I put on a hardcore punk record. So the beautiful thing with music is that no matter what mood you're in, there's always something that fits that mood. If you want to pick me up or you're relaxing,
Right.
it's a beautiful thing about music.
You know, I have a friend, I haven't seen him in years, and we're like best bud, but I know he's a famous singer, and I know you know this guy. He was, the last time I actually saw Cheetah Chrome of
The Dead Boys.
the Dead Boys, he just got one of his royalty checks from It Ain't Fun, this big hit song from Guns N' Roses.
That's on that same record, The Spaghetti Incident.
Yeah, and he took us out in his limousine, but at the end of the night, he pulled a shotgun on all of us, and we scattered. We're like, we're not hanging out with
That was
Cheetah
Cheetah
Chrome
Chrome.
anymore.
I have it's funny, Alex and I have not spoken about this before, but I have a similar story. So I did on my label, Indian Records, I did a album with Sonny Vincent, a New York artist, and he was in the Testers back in the 70s, but he did a solo album. Cheetah Chrome was on the album on guitar, and Captain Sensible of the Damned was on bass. And Captain told me this, he came to visit me, that just after they'd done their recording, that in the studio, all of a sudden, Cheetah Chrome had an issue with something, and he stormed out of the room, and everybody said, "Hey, please run! He's got a gun in his car."
Oh God! So that,
so we see a pattern here.
yeah, we did.
We had not shared these stories before, but it's
So when we were hanging out with Cheetah Chrome, wear a
bulletproof vest.
Kevlar vest.
you better, you know.
Well, tell us a little bit about song number 4 as we're rolling around with The Shadow.
Song number 4 is a song I wrote about domestic violence, and the title really says it all. The title is "There Is No Excuse." I honestly believe that once you start abusing your spouse, there is no excuse. There's no excuse. And so what's interesting here is what I would like to do now with this album coming out is to do a benefit album for battered women, where we do an album, a CD or LP, where a Houston artist each contribute a song, and it should deal with this subject of domestic violence.
Yeah, and
abuse.
there's a women's shelter for battered and abused
Exactly,
women.
and I want all the proceeds to go to that.
Sure, that's a great.
And I've actually been in contact with them, and they were extremely happy about the whole thing. So hopefully we'll get that going early next year. But if you are a Houston band listening to this, or a Houston artist, we are very interested in having you join this co-effort to do this album and benefiting the battered women's shelter of Houston.
And hopefully Henrik will pull me down the rabbit hole with him so I can help out, because I'm
As
all
always,
about doing that. So.
As always. And by the way, I've been told that as you are seeing this on YouTube or Facebook, there is contact information streaming. So feel free to reach out to me and rewind or watch it again if you have to.
Share with all of your friends. Like and follow The Shadow, a great band. Tell us about the next song a little bit.
So that's really the next song is really about the domestic abuse issue. So it's called "There's No Excuse," and as I said, the title says it all.
Don't hit women.
Exactly. There's no excuse if you do.
There is no excuse. excuse. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. There is no excuse.
Wow, another banger song from The Shadow. Man, you sound great, brother.
Thank you. You're too kind. I should mention that the next song is called Transuse Me. I want to talk a little about it because the inspiration from that came actually from my father. He's an electrician. He's retired now. He was an electrician, and so I thought, how can I, write a song about that? And so Transuse Me is to convert energy. And again, like the first song I spoke about, Solar Assault, I take something that's from electricity, but transuse me, convert my energy. So it's about how sometimes we
Conversion.
sometimes we are focusing our energy on the wrong things. And this is a person that wants to convert her
Amen.
energy, convert her energy into something more positive. So that's really how the electricity thing came into it. But what was really cool was that when we did the tour last year, I met a friend in Los Angeles, and she's she directs music videos, and she's liked this song very much that we're about to hear, Transuse Me. And she invited us out in January this year to Los Angeles, and she had written a script for the movie of the video, which we shot then, and she mixed it. So I had no input in it, and so if anybody wants to check out the video of the song you're about to hear, of course it's under the Shadow's Facebook, which is the Shadow LMIH, which stands for Let's Make It Happen. So the Shadow.LMIH. But you can also just go to YouTube, put in The Shadow, and then Transuse Me, and you'll see the video. I can tell you it was a cold experience. Most of the shot was in a small swimming pool underwater, and the heater had gone out. So much heat were clappering, but of course I had to be the trooper, and we did.
You wish you were wearing a wetsuit.
I wish I was wearing a dry suit or a wetsuit, but we did get it in the can, and so check it out. The Shadow Transuse Me. The video is on YouTube.
Okay, let's hear this next song. This is going really well with Henrik Poulsen of The Shadow.
On the inside I feel dirty, and it's not 'cause you have hurt me. Dancing dust and damage hearsay, memories of hopes around me, presents forget for you to see love, void reason to be out. Please We separate. We separate. We separate. We separate. On the inside I feel dirty, and it's not 'cause you have heard me dancing, dancing, damage you say. Memories of folks around me, presents spoken for you to see love. Going reason to be out. Please come around and be trust us alive. Trust us alive. Trust us
Man, another great song from the Shadow. What else you got going on? I think you
Yeah.
said you're working on a brand a release for next year. I think.
Yeah, well, this album that we are so far have listened to songs from is just needs a few tweaks and artwork, but plan is to put it out in January. And again, stay tuned on the Shadow Facebook for updates on this album. We're very excited about it. And again, this Saturday we're playing in Beaumont at the Day of the Dead Festival at 3 p.m., where we'll be playing almost the whole album and a few oldies but goodies. And I should also say that very unfortunately our singer Karina is leaving next month. So yes, we are auditioning for new singers. So again, if you're listening to this and you are a singer or you know of a vocalist, please get in touch, and we'll be having auditioning in the next month.
Yeah, you can get a hold of me or drop a note here at Lone Star Community Radio. Either way, it'll get back to me, and we will try you out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the next song there's a funny story to it. We're practicing, of course, in the studio. We referred to Shadow Play Studios before, and we were having a hard time. We wanted to come up with a new song. It was earlier, almost a year ago, actually. Yeah, we kept, each band member coming up with ideas for new songs. Just nothing really stuck, and we got to come up with a new song. Come on, let's grind it out. And I just kept playing these riffs, and so did the other band members, and we just couldn't really find anything. And then after a couple of hours of that, I had the riff for this song we're about to hear, which the song is called "Do You Want To," and I played that for them, the song, and they were all, "Oh, that's great!
That's it. That's the one.
That's it. That's the one." And they didn't know that hadn't made the lyrics yet.
Yeah.
So they said, "Okay, well, we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and then please print out the lyrics." And I did not want to tell them that I don't have the lyrics.
Yeah.
Now that they finally found one we could agree on.
You didn't want them to uninspire them.
No. Now that we, after 2 hours, finally found one that we could agree on. Hey, let's work on this song. So while they had the 10-minute break, I concocted some lyrics in 10 minutes, and they never changed. So that's that's what we're
stuck.
That's what we're stuck with. And yeah.
Good story.
But yeah, it's a good story, and it just goes to see that when you're under pressure, good things happen. And we spoke about it earlier, burning your candles at both ends. But sometimes, when you have a deadline hanging above you, you really get creative. I can certainly relate to that.
I wanted to tell you about this partnership of us with your world-class home studio on beautiful Lake Conroe. I've known this for years, that when artists are in an environment of creativity and there's a good environment and a great place, the creativity flows,
Yeah, no distractions.
This place is awesome, guys. I can't wait to when we have, a launch party, where we invite the industry people and stuff. because this guy has done some amazing stuff with this studio of his. And I'll never forget when I went there the first time, like, hey, Alex, come and see my home studio. And I go upstairs and I'm like, I am blown away. It's like a small little club inside of your house. And we also have a sauna for the band. So I was like, okay.
Well, the studio with the stage is above a garage, and it's soundproof, no windows, and I had it especially made like that.
40,
and,
50 people could be in there comfortably.
Yeah, and the sound is just awesome, and but we'll hopefully open that up for public consumption, for lack of a better word.
2025.
Next year, exactly. Yeah. So stay tuned for that one.
Shadow Studios on beautiful Lake Conroe.
Shadow Play Studios on Lake Conroe, and so again, Do You Want To is a song that also go down really well live.
Okay.
It has again dynamics, but it's a pretty speedy one, as you're about to hear, and short and sweet. Yep.
Hey, don't wanna be the second. For you, it's fun and games galore. Just so entitled, you're second. Your words in my head leave me sore. Oh, please don't misunderstand me. I don't wanna be here. Don't you wanna love me? Do you wanna hurt me? What will another day bring me? See you before you after 9. I will yawn, it will sting me. Simply spend all that's mine. Oh, please don't misunderstand me. I don't wanna be here. Do you wanna love me? Do you wanna I'm Spiker, you're the sucker I attract. You're the disaster, I'm Spiker. You're the sucker I attract. You're the disaster, Bound into my mind, my obsession lost to your past presence. The trash can of memories in a shell of emptiness. Do you wanna love me? Do you wanna hate me? Do you wanna love me? Do you wanna hate me? Do you wanna hurt me?
Another banger of a song. My God, sounds great, buddy.
Thank you, Alex.
I wanted to ask you, tell us something that maybe people out there in the fans don't know about you, like, but they would, something interesting that they would know about you and the Shadow and the way you
Yeah.
operate.
Yeah, I mean, we are a local band. We'll play any club. If you are having a birthday party and you need a band, hit us up. We are, we just want to play, and we're readily available. And
High energy.
High energy, Greater Houston area, lots of fun. If you're looking for a band, hit us up. But again, if you just want to see us live, check our Facebook, and you'll see. I actually wanted to share a couple of interesting stories from touring, and when I was talking about the a little bit earlier, I mentioned we played out in Pioneer Town in California, it's a really interesting community. Decades ago, these artists moved from LA and they started their own little town called Pioneer Town out in the desert. Right. And of course now it's got so popular that now it's everybody's going there.
It's not novel
it kind of had the opposite effect in the long run, but it's so cool playing there. Joshua trees everywhere, but what happened was, which was just a totally mind-blowing experience, was that a couple of hours before we went on stage, I got a call from home that my cat had passed away. It had cancer, so it was to be expected. And so I spoke to Karina, our singer, if we could play an extra song at the very end called Dreaming of You, which I thought would be really fitting for my cat's memory. And so when we were done, I told the audience from the States that my cat had sadly passed away. We'd like to play this song as tribute to my cat. And so the audience was really engaged. They came up and asked me, what's the cat's name? And I said, the cat's name is Neko-chan. And so they started shouting.
His name?
Her name.
Her name.
And we played the song, and when we finished, they were still shouting it, all of them.
Right.
So a very, very moving experience. Incredible.
You'll have that memory forever.
Yeah. Love you guys out there in Pioneer Town if you're listening.
In California.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a very touching thing.
As of now, what are your two favorite guitars to play? Do you have a favorite? I mean, I don't know how many you have. I know you got a couple.
No, I don't collect guitars. I have one for each purpose. I like to say, unfortunately, I had to sell at the time my very first electric guitar, which was a Washburn. I wish I'd never done that.
Collector's item now.
I should never have done it, but I had to at the time. But no, I play a Strat now for a couple of decades, and I do have when I practice, I use a Taylor, the T5, which is like, it's a slim body acoustic, but it's very...
it's got crunch to it.
It's got crunch. It's almost like an electric... My producer, Alan Lee in London, he said, well, it's almost like an electrical guitar in a acoustic, and there's something about that. Then I have a 12-string, which I fool around with. Also Taylor. I got a...
That's my thing. I love 12
then I got a resonator, which is the middle one. I saw that in a junk shop in Shreveport.
I remember when we had Eric Avenger over and he played it.
That's right. You've seen it. And so I have kind of a guitar for each occasion. I don't collect them, but on this album we did. It was nice to have 5 or 6 guitars to pull from, and try to mix it up a bit, and put maybe 2 of them in the soundscape. And
what is your main amp that you get that sweet buzz tone that you get from?
It's a Vox tube amp. Yeah.
It's very warm.
Yes. It's good and bad. The problem is that I don't use any pedals or because it has all these built-in settings, and the problem is that if you play like we opened for The Damned in Hong Kong some years ago, and I couldn't bring my amp, so I had to go with the Guitar Tech's settings, and it worked okay, but it would have been better maybe to start with a Marshall and just have your pedals dialed in, so you can just bring your pedals.
Right.
And I'm not that fortunate, so I have to carry my amp around because my settings are built into it. But I love the sound, and it's guitar players will know that once you kind of define your sound, you stay with it. That's you. That's your trademark.
You lock in.
You log in and you stay with it, exactly. So I'm married to that amp for better or worse.
Tell us about this now. I think this is song number 6.
It's song number 7.
Oh,
we're moving along.
We're moving along.
So believe it or not, I wrote a love song, and it's the only love song I ever written, and it just came to me, and it's called Nothing Matters. Well, Nothing Matters.
A love song?
Yeah, I wrote a love song. You're about to hear it. It's the short version is called Nothing Matters, but really, as you will hear in the choruses, the full title is Nothing Matters If You Don't Have Someone to Love. And I think it's very universal. You can have all the riches in the world, but if you don't have anyone to love, you're really poor. And so I think it's something everybody can relate to.
Well said.
Yeah, and so that's why I wrote this song. So basically, if you don't have someone to love, you got to go and find someone to love. Your life will be so much richer, and you will be much richer in every aspect.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is also in the movie Back to Helen Alone. You will see us playing that at Fitzgerald's. So you'll see a minute or two of this. That is with the old lineup. This is a new version. And so yeah, so feel free to check out Helen Alone, the movie, and feel free to compare the two, and you will get two totally different experiences.
All right, be sure to like and follow The Shadow.
Always running away without a place to stay. Unfelt passions completely missing in action. Slave to the routine, no matter where you've been. Possessions surrounded by the acts of an idea. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone to love. Fearsome feelings of loneliness are fleeting. Something unnecessary within a obituary. You're caught in a world of greed, fencing up people in need. Self-imposed solitude works best if you're rude. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone to love. Never leave yourself stripped of all clarity. You feel alone, as if time is the enemy. You huddle inside, only thanks to society. But you'll be the one to see what we are meant to be. Always running away without a place to stay. Unfelt passions completely missing in action. Slave to the routine, no matter where you've been. Possessions surrounded by the acts of an idea. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone. Nothing matters if you don't have someone to
Wow, another great song. I don't think you have a bad song, my friend. One thing I want to let everybody know about Henrik is he's also a published author, and he has a brand new book that he has coming out very soon. Let's tell us a little bit about that, and I think everybody would like to know that.
Yeah, so yeah, as you point out, I had a book out which is about 2007, I think. It's called 1977, The Year of Punk and New Wave. And I wrote that being the music fan I am, and I grew up with the punk revolution. And punk is just rock and roll. It's just fast fire, wild rock and roll is what it is. And that was my generation, and I was lucky enough to grow up with that. And so for me, 1977 is the single most important year in rock and roll. You can talk about the 50s or the 60s, but if you just have to focus on one year that really changed a lot in 1 year, then I think 77 is
Sex
the,
Pistols.
is the year to go with. It's funny. I was
What was Henry Rollins' famous band?
Black Flag.
Black Flag.
Yeah. No, if it was up by a UK publisher in London called Helter Skelter, and they sent me on a book tour. And interestingly, I did one of the BBC morning shows, and the really nice DJ there told me, unbeknownst to me, that the year before he had asked all his listeners to again come up what is the most important year, and the one that won was 77. So he told me that, and I like, wow, yeah,
that's going to be part of my title.
Yeah,
Thank you.
But no, so I have, as mentioned, been in the corporate world in the paint industry for a few decades to pay the bills, and so I've, based on that experience, I've written a book about the American dream, about how to succeed, about some strategies that I think are universal and will work for anybody, both in the private life and in the professional career. And so it's called Henrik Bech Poulsen's Universal Business Principles, and it's coming out on Brick Tower Publishing here in the United States early next year. And so I'm very excited about that, and I'm also starting to do some keynote speeches where I'm talking about these subjects in the book: purchasing, sales management, whatever the gathering I'm speaking to require, and it's gone down very well. So
I'm not going to lie to you. I want to help you set that up. I'm excited. I mean, I'm motivated.
Yeah. I've done it a couple of times, and it went down really well, and I'm can't wait for the book to come out, and hopefully people can pick up a few things from
I want my signed copy, man.
You got it.
Thanks,
Hey, speaking of giveaways, I forgot to mention earlier that when we're playing this Saturday, November 2nd, at the Day of the Dead Festival in Beaumont, we're going at 3 p.m. sharp. Please make that trip out to Beaumont. You won't regret it. But the first 3 listeners that is going to go up to our merch booth and tell us that they heard us on the Lone Star Community Radio is going to get a free T-shirt.
Okay.
So how about that?
No, that's great. We really appreciate
Yeah.
it here. And wow, this is awesome. Tell us this last song that we're going to do. I know we're dedicating it to Halloween, right?
Yeah, so the 7 songs we listened to so far is with the new lineup, and that's for the upcoming album. As I said, it's kind of a pre-listening party we're having here on Halloween,
Right.
because they are not even available yet. They are actually, mastering is not final yet. But yeah, so I thought I got to bring this next song because like the song we just listened to is the only love song I've ever written.
Right.
Well, I also have a horror song, which is the only horror song I've ever written, and that is from the first album.
And perfect for Halloween.
Just called
on-
The Shadow.
Here this Thursday
so
night.
I thought I have to bring this song, and this goes back to the name of my band. So there's 2 things. First of all, the song is called Mosquito Man, and I'll get back to that. But so what happened with the name of The Shadow, and it ties into this next song also, is that I had a dream. And it came to me really clearly, 2 words in Danish. Yeah, I'm from Denmark. Skyggens Myggemænd. And I thought, man, that's a cool name for a band. And I was just starting a band at the time. Directly translated, it means the Shadow's Mosquito Man. So, okay, now, Skyggens Myggemænd. So anyway, when we got our first show, the lady at Fitzgerald, that was Fitzgerald, she asked me on the phone, oh, what's the name of your band? And now I had to think, because am I going to give her the Danish title, Skyggens Myggemænd, which even has a letter that's not in the English alphabet. So I said, okay, I got to translate it to English. So I said, The Shadow, and I was fishing for the words, and she said, oh, The Shadow, oh, okay. So it kind of stuck.
Yeah. That's right now.
So what I said to myself was, okay, well, the Mosquito Man, I'm going to use that in a song then.
Right.
And so that's what we did. I wrote the song Mosquito Man, and it's a horror song. And we're about to hear it in the tradition of Halloween, and
And we got the name of The Shadow from it all in one.
It's all kind of in one, and there's a line in the song that goes, plague is born, no antidote in sight.
Right.
Man against beast in a hopeless fight. Dawn appears, but day turns into night.
Wow.
So
pretty,
that's
pretty powerful.
pretty powerful horror stuff. So
Guys, after we hear this last song from Henrik and the Shadow, we do a little thing to where we do shout outs and stuff, before we close the show and stuff. And man, it's just been wonderful having you here, and I can't really wait to hear the song and share it. Guys, notice, pull back a little bit so we can see your shirt. He's got this really super cool shirt with, I'm thinking, skeletons in all different positions, and
it's the skeleton dance.
the skeleton. There you go.
Yeah, that's the skeleton dance. So, no, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you enjoy Mosquito Man, and I hope it will be very fitting for your Halloween Eve.
And be sure to tune in to Lone Star Community Radio every day, and especially on Thursday nights for Audio Impact.
Woke up now, but with a dream inside, it just stings all over the outside. Sweat is running up and down my side. Drain the blood, searching for a way out. Toxins fill my veins, I can't shout out. Seasons filling the night, all so loud. Muscular man, all I see. Muscular man surrounding me. Muscular man, all I hear. Muscular man and his Nothing escapes hungry insectides, realizing there's no place to hide. Ears are filled with the horrific cries. Muscular man, all I see. Muscular man surrounding me. Muscular man, all I hear. Muscular man and his Muscular man, all I see. Muscular man surrounding me. Muscular man, all I hear. Muscular man and his Plague is born, no antidote inside. Man who can't speak in a hopeless fight. Dawn appears, but day turns into night. Muscular man, all I see. Muscular man surrounding me. Muscular man, all I hear. Muscular man and his
Man, happy Halloween, y'all, from The Shadow on Lone Star Community Radio, Audio Impact. I'm your host, Alex Lozano, And as we're getting close to the end of the show, Henrik, tell us a few people that made it possible for you to be here. You know, it's a shout-out thing where we thank the people that allow us to do this. And I know you're pretty much a one-man show, so.
Well, yeah, well, I'm part of a band, so I want to thank my fellow band members, and I can't wait to see them Friday for rehearsal and Saturday for the gig in Beaumont. I want to thank my family, my friends, and yeah, I love Houston. I've been here for 30 years, and I'm not going anywhere.
That's right. That's it. That's great.
That's it. I'm stuck.
I want to thank our partners real quick. That's Music News Magazine, Kevin Wildman, Jay Lambs Remy over at Rock Rage Radio, my incredible, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Kimberly Offord, who is helping us out with a bunch of stuff, and she really, really supports Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget, Lone Star Community Radio is a nonprofit 501c3. We take donations. If you make them out to the station, you can also, in care of Audio Impact, we're doing a whole bunch of great stuff here. Henrik, thank you so much for being on the show. You're such a class act. I'm so glad that we met, and now we're partners with your studio, Shadow Studio on Lake Conroe. We're doing a bunch of great, innovative stuff. We're about to start a podcast that, you know, I know you're going to end up helping with all of your expertise, and can't wait to see you with your new book and your keynote speaking and everything. Again, everybody, be sure to follow The Shadow. They're going to be at the Day of the Dead Festival in Beaumont, Texas. I'm not sure the name of the venue, but you can look it up. It's just going to be a great event.
Yeah,
and,
this coming Saturday, November 2nd, 3 p.m. The pleasure is all mine, Alex. Thanks for having me, and hope to be back soon.
Awesome, man. We really appreciate it. You guys tune in next week. Is going to be Amy and me on Lone Star Community Radio, Audio Impact. We're out of here.